And it's down the road we go. Happy Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the 3rd day of April, 2019. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I'm Dan Kuntz, your host. Thanks for starting your day with us here on the NCW Life Channel. We got a good show for you today. Lots of things going on. Gonna get you all filled up with news and sports, that all-important weather forecast, all the stuff that you're used to each and every weekday morning here on the NCW Life Channel. My guests in the second half of the program, the conversation segment, they came in yesterday to talk about the K9s and Wine event, which is coming up on Saturday, April 13th at the Local Events Room at the Pybus Public Market. I'm talking about Deputy Hegberg, Deputy Shepard, and Ruben, the K9 officer, all of them from the Chelan County Sheriff's Office. The K9 and Wines event is to raise money so they can get more K9 officers, both in the apprehension and drug sniffing variety. Ruben is a drug sniffing dog, and he's part of Deputy Hegberg's group, and they came in yesterday. It was a great conversation. We had a lot of fun with that. You're going to love that. Anytime we have an animal on this show, I get all soft and warm and fuzzy inside. Either that or I ate a Nerf ball. One of the two. You have 20, if you haven't signed up already for the tickets to see The Illusionists, which is coming to the Town Toyota Center tomorrow night. Doors open at 6. The show starts at 7. I'm going to give you 28 more minutes. You got till the bottom of the hour. You got till 7:30 to email us, winner at ncwlife.com. There it is, winner at ncwlife.com. One entry per email address, please. And so far, you've been playing by the rules. And we appreciate that. So at the bottom of the hour, we get into the bottom of the hour break, we do the Mike McNaughty thing, and at that time, I'm going to go back to my computer, my workstation, if you will, and print up all the last-minute entries to see The Illusionists, and then at the very end of this program, right before 8 o'clock this morning, I'll draw 2 names. Remember, we got 2 winners because I got a pair and another pair. So 2 people are going to win each a pair of tickets to see The Illusionists tomorrow night. Again, winner at ncwlife.com. Employees of Solion Broadcasting and their immediate families are not eligible. Sorry, Megan. And we'll do the drawing at the end of the hour. So you have until 7:30 this morning. You got 27 minutes, 1 entry per email address. We'll print them all up. We'll put them in a box. I'll pull 2 names out of the hat or whatever it is that we can put the entries in, and we'll give them away, all right? Winner at ncwlife.com. 1 entry per email address, please. Fair enough. Mariners, wow, this is fun. Best start in franchise history. This is supposed to be a rebuilding year. Not so much. They're playing good. Marco Gonzalez just really threw the ball well yesterday against the Angels. We'll talk about that. Wenatchee Wild took one on the chin last night. Vernon just took them to town up there in British Columbia. It's the first time they've been blown out, really, during the BCHL playoffs. We have highlights, if you can call them that. Nice victory for the Wenatchee High School boys soccer team. We had the game live last night right here on the NCW Live Channel. We'll show highlights of their 4-2 victory over the Moses Lake Chiefs. We also have the obscure holiday today in history, birthdays, and everyone is entitled to Mike McNaughty's opinion. It's 4 minutes after the hour. And with your permission, let's go around the valley, see what we're looking at. With our high-definition cameras, as always, the cross camera gets to do the honors. The mighty Columbia rolling right along. Beautiful view. Of course, the trees are starting to bud out a little bit. The grass is starting to grow. The snow is gone here on the valley floor. In fact, even up in the upper elevations, it's beginning to recede rather rapidly. By the way, there's a series of frontal waves which are going to come in. Not a big storm system, just one little system after another. Are going to start paying us a visit. It starts today. We get a little break tomorrow, and then really we're in for a pretty wet weekend. It's going to be a good weekend to kind of chill out and hang around. If you like outdoor activities over this weekend, you're going to want to pack a bumper chute because you're probably going to need it. But we need the rain, so that's a trade-off I think we can all live with. Good morning, Wenatchee Valley. Thanks for starting your day with us. All right, camera 2. Where are we going? I don't know. We find out together. We're going to go see Chelan Falls. As Chelan falls, so falls Chelan Falls. Where did that come from? The highway is on your left. That big thing full of water in the middle is called the Columbia River. You might be used to that. Good to see you up there in Chelan Falls. Again, all of these towers are provided by Localtel's Sky-Fi high-speed wireless internet, which means you don't need fiber to your house. All you got to do is be able to point it at one of our dishes. We got about 75 of them all over North Central Washington, and boom, you're in like Flynn. You get high-speed internet. You can have one at your cabin so long as you have a line of sight. Technology, you gotta love it. Camera 3, where are we going, Megan? We're gonna do a slow dissolve to the Arundel Rock camera, looking directly south. Turtle Rock dominating. You're seeing there, you can see Mission Ridge. Snow beginning to melt up there. Of course, the very top of Mission Ridge is about 7,000 feet in elevation, so it takes them a little while for the snow to melt. And of course, since the slope faces opposite of the rays of the sun, it takes even longer for the snow to melt. But even a week ago at this time, there was snow pretty much everywhere you could see. It's pretty much toast now. Toast. Finally, camera 4. We're going to go see Black Mountain. We're looking at Leavenworth. The camera itself is at Black Mountain, high above the beautiful hamlet of Peshastin. We are, by the way, the number 4 rated show in downtown Peshastin between 7 and 8 weekday mornings. In downtown Peshastin, we're number 4. In suburban Peshastin, we're number 1. Down there is Leavenworth, and boy, and again, just look how much snow has disappeared. We visited Black Mountain. I think Friday of last week was the last time we used this camera, and there was still a lot of snow right down almost to the floor of Leavenworth. That's not the case anymore. Yeah, with these warm temperatures, in fact, for the last 3 or 4 days, we've had temperatures above normal. Happened again yesterday. Tuesday's high was 63 degrees. Our normal high would be 59. But we're going to have some pretty unsettled weather coming our way, and it actually kind of starts today. So there's our views from North Central Washington and the Wenatchee Valley, courtesy of Sky-Fi. 7 minutes after the hour. Let's take a look at that forecast from the National Weather Service, and there you go. Cloudy today, chance of some rain later on today, after 3 o'clock anyway. A light drizzle, that's all we're looking at. High today of about 60, that's just about normal. No real wind today as the first of this series. The parade of systems begins to... Everybody loves a parade, I'm told. Mostly cloudy tonight, 40 for the overnight low. Mostly cloudy Thursday. No rain in the forecast, though. High of about 60, so it's going to be overcast. And the next frontal system comes in on Thursday night. We're going to have rain in the overnight hours Thursday into Friday. So while you're sleeping, the rain will be coming down. Got a pretty good chance of it. Could get a tenth to up to a quarter of an inch of rain possible. More rain will be in the foothills, so the Plain to Leavenworth area will get more rain than Wenatchee Thursday night into Friday. Friday morning, we catch a break, and then Friday afternoon, it's another system coming through. So we're going to have rain almost certainly Friday afternoon. Good chance of measurable rain, high of only 57, so we're going to go from normal to a little bit below normal on Friday. Friday night, the showers continue, 42 for the overnight low. 50-50 chance of rain on Saturday. The one thing we're pretty sure of, no sunshine Saturday. High 58. Once again, Sunday, mostly cloudy. Chance of rain is about 60% on Sunday, and a high of 59. And we go back to partly cloudy skies on Monday and Tuesday. Temperatures very steady. Look at that. Your afternoon highs and your overnight lows really not going much of anything. Best chance of measurable rain Friday night, or Thursday night, I should say, into Friday. Again, it's just one little system after the other. And basically, the word I'm going to use is unsettled. That's what we're looking at. It's basically typical spring weather, but as I also mentioned, we need the rain. We're a little behind where we should be on precipitation-wise in the Wenatchee Valley. It's 9 minutes after the hour. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we got your Wednesday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live this morning from Studio 37 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Live channel.
Hi, I'm Jim Heinlein, agent here at Senior Insurances of North Central Washington, where we help our clients navigate the Medicare world. One of the things we really enjoy doing is teaching our clients about their rights. Like, did you know that if you have a traditional Medicare supplement, you can change that monthly all year long, regardless of prior health conditions? So if you'd like to know more about your options with Medicare, you can visit us at one of our 5 local offices, as well as give us a call at 888-2600.
I'm working today.
I have got some work to do today.
Don't forget, I've got some work for you today.
Have a good first day at work, Mom.
Thanks.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right in our community.
New beginnings feel great, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Be a job creator. Goodwill. There's more behind the store.
Welcome back. 11 minutes after the hour, we have fair skies and 47 degrees outside our studios. Going to be cloudy today, very little rain in the forecast. A couple of sun breaks on Thursday, and then beginning Thursday night and lasting all the way through the weekend, intermittent rain showers and considerable cloudiness. There's what's making headlines. An advisory panel tasked with finding ways to head off a looming financial crisis at Pangbourne Memorial Airport. Going to meet again this week. The Chelan and Douglas County Port Districts are in the process of reviewing their airport joint operating agreement. As the airport has grown, the operating deficits have also grown and capital improvements have lagged.
And so it's not going to be something simple as being more efficient on how you operate the airport. It's going to be something that we recognize, much like our link transit. It is something that is very valuable. But at the same time, it's hard to measure sometimes, and it will take some outside money. And so I think we will probably spend most of our time looking at what the funding options are, how to make it fair, how to make it as painless as possible, and try to make it so that the ports can get back a little bit to economic development, of which the airport is a part, but it's not all of it. And try then to operate it in a way that's going to be beneficial and to minimize that loss as much as possible.
And of course, is Chelan County Commissioner Doug England, who is a member of that task force. He and a number of other area civic leaders are serving on that. He says finding a future solution is going to be a problem.
We're trying to think outside of the box. We don't necessarily want a situation where it's finger pointing of who's doing the job and who isn't doing the job, and if somebody just bucked up and did more, that then our problem would be solved.
The Port of Douglas County has said it doesn't currently have the resources needed to fund their 30% share of future operating and capital costs, and is considering terminating the joint operating agreement. That would give up that way. They would be giving up their management funding and ownership interest at Pangbourne Memorial Airport. Well, a recent survey of Chelan County PUD customers shows that 62% of respondents said the proposed consolidation of the Wenatchee area operations into one location at Old Station doesn't really affect them. The survey was the result of a month-long public outreach effort by the PUD to hear from the community. PUD Shared Services Director Dan Frazier says the $124 million combined service center is the most cost-effective and long-term least cost option for the PUD and its customers. PUD General Manager Steve Wright added that from a funding perspective, the numbers pencil out.
But we are in a position at this point with money set aside to be able to, in fact, neutralize even that difference. And so from our perspective, it hopefully looks like a clear choice, but we will wait to see what the public has to say. And what you have now seen is what you will, Dan and others will be presenting in public meetings, city councils, civic clubs over the course of the next 6 weeks.
PUD staff is also working with the city of Wenatchee and the Port of Chelan County to study the potential future use of the PUD's property in downtown Wenatchee. Each of them have committed up to $75,000 for redevelopment planning focused on creating viable options for the future use of that property. The Chelan Douglas Community Action Council wants the entire community involved as it determines what social services are needed the most in the two-county region. To that end, the Community Action Council is going to be holding a public forum from 5:30 to 7 on Tuesday, April 9th at the Wenatchee Community Center, just down the road from where I'm sitting on South Chelan Avenue. They're going to seek input from residents on the strengths and gaps in the local social services network. The public forum is one of several ways the Community Action Council is gathering information for the needs assessment, which is required by federal law every 3 years. Earlier this month, a survey was launched in both English and Spanish, asking residents to identify barriers and challenges they face in accessing services. The effort is being overseen by a steering committee that's made up of representatives of other social services and government agencies in the two-county area. The final report will be released in May. Well, Widener Apartment Homes announcing that, well, they're open now. That new mixed-use residential community complex around Wenatchee's waterfront, they're good to go. 312 units, the Riverside 600 apartments, located at Riverside Drive and 9th Street, just west of the Apple Capital Recreation Loop Trail. The complex consists of 8 buildings on 7 acres, and it's pretty much right next door to their other property, the Riverside 9 apartments. The waterfront complex is a mixed use. It's residential and retail. Units will range from 498 square feet for a studio apartment to 1,563 square feet for a live-work unit. Monthly rates start at $1,105 for a studio apartment up to $1,560 for the two-bedroom unit. The complex will have a swimming pool, a climbing gym, and their fitness center. Of course, it's right on the riverfront trail. Most of the apartments have patios and balconies, and they're good to go. Get a hold of them if you're looking for a place to live. And finally, this morning, we're continuing our series of profiles on local artists, little snippets from the NCW Life Channel magazine. Here's a little look-see, a little profile of local fiber artist Mary Thresher at her Cashmere studio.
My name is Mary Thresher, and today we're in my fiber room, and it's just a room where I can kind of come and escape from a lot of the day-to-day things. I've tried different things throughout my art life. I've tried painting, I've done figure drawing. I always like to be creative. And I just have kind of centered on fiber arts, anything that has to do with yarn. I love embroidery, I love felted work. Right now with my knitting, the spinning and weaving has kind of taken over my passion, I guess you'd say. And it came from, I used to do a lot of hand embroidery work, but when traveling with our kids, I just started not to be able to do such fine work in the car, and so I picked up knitting needles and yarn, and now I'm knitting, I'm designing different things, I'm spinning my own yarn so that I can knit my own projects with it, and just really enjoying that tactile feel. And it also, in our busy lifestyle, it's a real, it slows me down. And I enjoy anything fine, fine lace, fine, thin yarns. And it just, again, it slows me down. It's a tactile feel, it's rhythmic, and it kind of helps me put things into perspective sometimes, like if there's a problem I'm trying to work through or it's been a hectic day. And at the end of it, you end up with a product that you can keep yourself if you'd like, you can give away. Sometimes I'll be working on a project that's for someone specific, and it'll help me keep them in my mind and pray for them, and allows me to kind of enter into that space of calm. I think people of all ages are again starting to return to something that gets us off of the cell phone, the computer, something that we can do, but we don't have to do it because we need to. I think for a long time people have looked at, knitting a sweater because you have to have that sweater. But in this day and age, we get to knit a sweater or spin the yarn from the sheep because it's something that we can do for enjoyment, for relaxation. Being creative with my hands started with my mom, and she taught me how to do the embroidery. She taught me how to knit. She just, taught me the basics. And over the last few years, as her life took a turn, it even became more important. I just feel like I'm carrying on a heritage item that my mom passed on to me that was important to her. And if I can do that for someone else, whether it's through the guild, through teaching, through just having a conversation at, the local, wherever, coffee house or whatever, and encourage people to pick up something to do, that would be great.
The NCW Life Channel magazine, produced by our very own Caitlin Hedersheet. You can look at it anytime you want to on our website at ncwlife.com or watch it on TV. Check local listings. One more reminder, you got about, I'm looking at my wrist and I don't have a watch. You have about 10 minutes to get signed up to win a pair of tickets to see The Illusionists. All right, winner at ncwlife.com. Email us, winner@ncwlife.com. One entry per email address, please. At the end of this program, I'll draw 2 winners, and each of those 2 winners will get a pair of tickets to see The Illusionists tomorrow night at the Town Toyota Center. Winner at ncwlife.com. Email us, all right? The news will come your way at 5, 6, and 10 with Grant Olson. 5, 6, and 10. Grant Olson in the anchor chair, which is actually the same chair I'm sitting in. We share furniture around here. We're a happy television family. So check it out, the news. What made headlines on this Wednesday? You'll find out at 5, 6, and 10. You can also watch it via our website at ncwlife.com. We post a link on our Facebook page, so you can't miss it. Go to our Facebook page and be sure to like us. We always appreciate that. You can also get a hold of us on our Facebook page by private messaging us, or you can go to our website, or you can email us, news@ncwlife.com. You can pick up the telephone and give us a call. Once somebody's in the office, give us a few minutes. We'd love to hear from you, all right? We're going to take a break. When we come back, how about those Mariners? Wow. Sports is 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
I'm Lehman Williams, General Manager of Crown Furniture, and I'm inviting you to take advantage of our spring closeout savings event. Save up to 45% off store-wide. Since 1963, Crown Furniture has taken great pride in providing unsurpassed quality, comfort, and selection. So if you're looking to fill that first-time apartment, or you want that built-in America quality with your own custom flair, stop by today and see us at 736 South Wenatchee Avenue, across from Stan's.
At Doghouse Motorsports, we ride what we sell. There's a lot we could say about the CD Spark and the CD GTI, but ultimately, the ride says it all.
Welcome back. 23 minutes after the hour, I'm Dan Kuntz Sports. How about those Seattle Mariners? How about Marco Gonzalez? They won again last night, yeah. Marco, the left-hander, he went 8 in the 3rd innings. He helped Seattle beat L.A. 2-1 last night at T-Mobile Park. He allowed just 1 run, 4 hits, and he struck out 4. Mitch Haniger's RBI double in the 6th tied the game at 1-1. Then Daniel Vogelbach stepped in with 1 out of the 8th. He delivered a 2-2 pitch over the center field wall on a line drive that gave the Mariners the winning margin. Anthony Swarzak came in with runners on the corners for the Angels in the 9th. He struck out Albert Pujols. Then he got a ground ball to D. Gordon at second base, and Seattle wins again. Best start in franchise history. They're 7-1. The Mariners travel today, and then they're going to be in Toddlin Town, Chicago. A 3-game weekend series against the White Sox begins Thursday morning at 11:10. For the first time in the playoffs, the Wenatchee Wild got blown out 7-2. The final against Vernon up in British Columbia. The Vipers led 1-0, then it unleashed 3 goals in the second, 3 more in the third. The first time since the 4th game of the season that the Wild have allowed 7 goals in a game, and oddly enough, 7 goals by seven different Vipers. For Wenatchee, the defeat was on the shoulders of Austin Park. Remember, he tallied a shutout in Game 2 on Sunday. Brian Adams and Blake Barger, the only Wild players to find the back of the net. With the highlights, Art Checker with the call on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network, and the highlights courtesy of Hockey TV.
Over to the right side, centering feed, shot and a score. Logan Cash was left alone on the left side. And the Vipers able to come back through center. Wooding across. There's a backhander and a score. Sanderson. Adams battling for position, net front. Over to Gashevsky, shot, score! Oh, Brian Adams. That was a battle. Adams just doing all he could to make sure he secured net front position. And the puck dug out of the corner on the right side, thrown in front for Gashevsky. He swats it to where Adams can get his stick on it. He slaps it in behind Porter. Wilder on the board. They trail now 2-1. His reverse, no-look pass. Sickles out front. There's a shot by Fuller, and it's blocked. Oh, and it's in! So the Wild trailing by a couple, and here's Tyler Hohen on a breakaway. He shoots and he scores. Right through the ankle. Back up top, there's a shot and a score. Right off the draw, it went to Michael Young over at the right point. As they continue to work the perimeter. Judson's shot blocked by Souter. And as he looked to clear it, Lansdell got there. Back in front, shot, score. Teddy Wooding. And the Wild come back through. Stratton snaps it over for Modry. And that's poked off his blade, and Latta back the other way. Latta in, shoots, and he scores. From the top of the circles, went high on the glove side. Pass it off for Brandon Cook. Shot save, rebound, off the post. Barger tries to throw it out in front again for Souter, and it's covered. Oh, wait, it went in. The referee said it crossed the line. The referee signaling a goal, but the clock's going to wind down on this one here momentarily. Wild up through center. Arnold comes in, leaves it for Hodges, and his shot ripped low and wide, and that's it.
So the Wild trail 2-1. It's comeback time. They've been in this position before in the playoffs. Game 4, 7 o'clock tonight again up in Vernon. Jose Camarillo, a one-man wrecking crew. He scored all 4 of Wenatchee's goals last night. It's a 4-2 Panther victory over Moses Lake and leap off the field of the Apple Bowl. The Panthers building a 2-0 lead at the half, led 3-0. The Chiefs mounted the comeback. After 2 second-half goals, the Panthers finally countered on Camarillo's 4th tally of the contest. He's scored them all. Sebastian Moraga and Matt Wiseman with the call right here on the NCW Live channel.
Deep ball, Camarillo, the touch over the header, goalkeeper, viene, goal! Jose Camarillo makes this a 1-0 Wenatchee lead, Matt Wiseman.
Great first touch on that ball. Not the greatest of reads by the Moses Lake keeper, and fantastic composure by Camarillo to put that away. Just needs to find ways to involve his teammates a little bit more.
Deep ball, good ball. Camarillo, left-footed shot. Camarillo, goal! And that makes it 2-0 Wenatchee, 29 minutes 17. Beautiful left-footed strike. And now there's some daylight. Marked that time by Josue Rodriguez. Shot across. Far post. There's Camarillo with a lot of room. Goal, 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 goal. And there is the hat trick.
Yeah, it just doesn't get a whole lot easier if you're a Jose on that one. They gave him a decade and a half to take that shot and line it up perfectly and just put it away. Just need to pull that ball back right there, hold it up, wait for your teammates to catch up, and turn that counterattack into just a building goal.
Speaking of counterattack, there's Shaporda, the shot, Shaporda! And there's the first tally of the night for Moses Lake. Number 9, Spencer Bolduc. 52 minutes into this game, and it's a 3-1 score now. The way this season has gone, we'll see what happens after this one. So here comes Shaporda. Personal maneuver, Shaporda. He leaves the keeper behind, and it's 3-2.
Really dangerous situation now for Wenatchee. They just completely left him alone in the middle and let him come basically walk right in one-on-one with the keeper.
Moses Lake is trying to pull off here at the Apple Bowl, Matt Wiseman.
Yeah, they're
shot across, pivoting header, Camarillo, the shot, goal!
Back to a 2-goal lead. That was a dangerous ball in the middle. You never want that thing to touch the ground, and man, Jose just seems to be a magnet with that ball.
Nelson.
There we go.
And there's the whistle that tells us that this one goes in the books as a W for Wenatchee, ahead of the Moses Lake Chiefs by a final tally of 4-2.
Also last night, the Eastmont Wildcats traveled down to Yakima to take on the Eisenhower Cadets. They fell behind early, but they won 2-1. Jorge Cabrera scored on a penalty kick in the 16th minute for the Wildcats. Ulysses Maldonado's goal in the 20th proved to be the game winner. Another soccer action yesterday, Kashmir topped Royal 2-1 on the Les Schwab Prep Baseball scoreboard. The only game Zilla topped Kashmir 5-1 in high school softball. Yesterday, Chelan topped Granite Falls in a high-scoring affair, 12-11. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Wednesday. Why am I losing track of what day of the week it is? It is the 3rd day of April, and the obscure holiday, it's World Party Day. Yeah. Have a party. Parties are fun. Socialize, meet new people, have a block party. Research suggests that meeting new people in a party-type atmosphere is good, and I'm all for that. I had my party in years. Not anymore. Anyway, whatever excuse you need to have a party today. By the way, the word party in the definition of people gathering together to have a general good time, it's a fairly new word. It only goes back about 100 years. It's World Party Day, so the entire planet just have a party. Just don't send the bill to me. Today in history, April 3rd, 1865, 154 years ago, it was pretty much over. Richmond fell. Richmond, Virginia, the capital of the Confederate States of America, went down. The Union forces captured it. Jefferson Davis and his cabinet made off with whatever they could. Money, gold, jewelry, and they took the midnight train on out of there. And for all intents and purposes, the Civil War came to an end. When you lose the capital in a war, you ain't going to win the war. Richmond fell on this date 154 years ago. That's a mess, isn't it? I'm glad I didn't have to clean that up. On the other side of the war thing, it was 71 years ago today, April 3rd, 1948, that President Harry Truman signed the Marshall Plan into effect. $5 billion in aid to 16 countries. We learned our lesson in World War I. We won World War I, and we were bad winners. We made the losers pay. And they said, okay, we can't make that mistake again. Yes, we defeated Germany. We defeated fascist Italy. Now we got to help them build up democracy, so let's give them a bunch of money and get it going. And we did. The Marshall Plan, one of the great acts in this country's history, went into effect 71 years ago today. And this is the 46th anniversary of the very first cell phone call. That's Martin Cooper. He worked at Motorola. His rival was Joe Engel. He worked at Bell Labs. Bell Labs and Motorola were competing with each other in research to figure out which one would be the first one to actually come up with a functional portable phone. And on April 3rd, 1973, Martin Cooper of Motorola picked up that big old brick phone, you remember those? And he gave Joe Engel, his friend, a call to Bell Labs and said, guess what, Joel, this is Martin. We beat you to it. I'm talking to you on a cell phone. The very first cell phone call was made 46 years ago today by that guy. And finally, we have birthdays. At 33 minutes after the hour, he was called the most influential private citizen in this country during his time. I'm talking about Henry Luce. The publisher and co-founder of Time magazine, was born in the state in 1898. Time, Life magazine, Fortune magazine, Sports Illustrated. He was the Rupert Murdoch of his time, the media mogul. Henry Luce, born in the state in 1898. Marlon Brando was born in the state in 1924. A couple Academy Awards. Marlon Brando won an Academy Award for On the Waterfront. Terry Malloy, that's still Henry Luce. Marlon Brando, On the Waterfront, great movie, one fantastic movie. Streetcar Named Desire, and also, of course, Vito Corleone in The Godfather. Marlon Brando was born in the state in 1924. Henry Luce is still up on the screen. And Eddie Murphy, there's Marlon Brando. We'll move ahead to Eddie Murphy, the American actor and comedian who single-handedly saved Saturday Night Live. Saturday Night Live was going to get canceled, but there was one guy who was super popular. His name was Eddie Murphy, and he kept the show alive. Then, of course, he went on to 48 Hours, which I love that movie, The Beverly Hills Cop, Trading Places, all that good stuff. Eddie Murphy is 58 years old today. One more item of business before we take a bottom of the hour break, and that's about our good friends at Campbell's. This is the time to get up to Campbell's and take advantage of the destination deal for us locals. And that's you and me. Starts at just $95. $95 a night. That's the starting for a room at Campbell's this time of the year. And it's only for us locals. It's a screaming deal. But it ends on April 15th. So get her done. Get up there to Campbell's. Enjoy a couple of days in the middle of the week or even a weekend. $95 is the starting price for a room at Campbell's. Just for us locals and just until April 15th. Take advantage of that while the getting is good. Everyone's entitled to Mike McNally's opinion, and then my conversation with Deputy Hegberg, Deputy Shepard, and Ruben, the K9 officer. That's coming up. You're watching Wake Up in Angie Valley on the NCW Life channel.
At Harvest Valley Pest Control, we know you are committed to making your home and business a healthy and pest-free place. Hi, I'm David. Give us a call and we'll give you a firm price over the phone and schedule a time that works for you. We will do an in-depth 30-point healthy home or business inspection and craft a customized plan of action designed specifically for your pest issue. Give us a call or visit our website today.
The best pizza in the known universe is right here in downtown Chelan, so come on up. For the best locally crafted beer and barbecue in Chelan, come on up.
For the best down-home scratch country cooking in North Central Washington, you'll find it in Manson. Come on up.
Come on up. Come on up.
Come on up.
It's always been a dream of mine to own a home. She had credit, I didn't.
And I was like, you know what, let's just go talk and see what we could do to move forward.
We walked into Guild Mortgage. I didn't think home ownership was possible. Tracy had a plan for us. Small things that we could do to establish credit. Honestly, before you knew it, the next step was go home, build your dreams, live happily ever after.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. You know, well, we've been wrong about heaven and hell. I realize that we've been taught about these places. It's really screwed up. First of all, hell isn't hot. No, it's not. I mean, you're supposed to be miserable there, right? So instead of being hot, hell must be colder than a well digger's butt with slush, ice, and terminally cold, wet feet. And heaven is supposed to be paradise, right? A place where you're both really comfortable, happy, and thrilled to be there. Okay. So heaven has got to be a place where it's warm, with warm salt water, cold beer, and garlic shrimp. But you know what else is going to be in heaven? Roller coasters, yes! Wild, crazy, upside down and corkscrew roller coasters with never a line you have to wait in. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Heaven. This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and that is my opinion.
Hello, Wenatchee Valley, from the staff at Collins Fashions. Christy, Heidi, Georgia, Julene, Judy, and I, we are your Brighton headquarters for the Valley, and we are here to assist you with your personal and gift-giving needs of jewelry, handbags, sunglasses, etc. We carry your favorite brands such as Tommy Bahama, Karen Kane, Tribal, Jag, Nick and Zoe, Joseph Ribkop, foundations from Spanx and Shapies, cute, comfortable shoes and sandals. Our staff will style you head to toe at Collins, where fun meets fashion in downtown Wenatchee.
Ways to lose stubborn belly fat. The roasted core wrap.
3, 2, 1.
Not cool. Freezing away fat cells with Cool Sculpting. Now that's cool. Cool Sculpting safely freezes and removes fat cells with little or no downtime and no surgery. Results and patient experience may vary. Some common side effects include temporary numbness, discomfort, and swelling. Ask your doctor if Cool Sculpting is right for you.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley for the third big year coming up on Saturday, the 13th day of April, the annual K9 and Wines event at the Local Tel Event Center at the Pybus Public Market. And he's back again for his second year to talk about it. The person to my immediate left, Chelan County Sheriff's Deputy Aaron Shepard. And to the far left, introduce yourself to our television family, my friend.
Deputy Mark Hegberg.
Mark Hegberg is a deputy, and he brought along his K9 friend, who is Ruben, who is now chilling out right now on the floor. There is Ruben.
Hi, Ruben.
Hi, Ruben. We'll talk about Ruben here in just a little bit, and we'll talk about the big event. But first, tell our television family a little bit about yourself, your interest in law enforcement, what you do, all that good stuff.
I've been with the Sheriff's Department for 12 years now. Ruben for going on 3 years now.
Okay.
So I started the K9 program in 06. I started in 07, and we got him in 2016, end of 2016.
How many pounds of gear do you have on right now?
No, it's about 30 pounds just with everything on it.
How come you're not dressed up?
I
like
wore the lighter, smoother
Okay.
style because I didn't want to have as much back injuries by the end of the day.
I don't blame you. Before we get into meat and potatoes, you told me, Aaron, off camera that your K9 officers, not Ruben, but somebody else was involved in a law enforcement activity this morning.
Correct. I read something that was just involved with in Kashmir, actually, where we actually used one of our canines to apprehend an individual who broke into a gas station.
Okay.
So we were able to give the canine announcements and apprehend him without incident. So we're using our dogs even today, even this morning. So it's a good indication that they're actually being used and safely and apprehending the bad guys.
And the dogs, the canines that work in apprehending criminals and doing those things, those are German Shepherds by nature, right? That's the breed. Some, most of them.
Yeah, we use a lot of German Shepherds. We actually have got 2 Dutch Shepherds right now. We had a Czech Shepherd. So I mean, the Shepherd family kind of just sticks with it. But
what's a Czech
Shepherd
from Czechoslovakia?
Mm-hmm.
It used to be a communist. What is that? It's like an East German Shepherd, right?
Yep, that was my dog before. So,
right.
But I mean, we use Malinois. We use. I mean, they can use anything as long as they've got the drive.
And when the command is given to go get the suspect because he's not cooperating with us, he's not doing what we asking him to do, it works, doesn't it?
It does. A lot of people will give up prior to the dog even being released because they know that once the dog actually gets a hold of them and actually apprehends them, it hurts a lot. I can attest to it. I've been bit on accident.
Okay.
So it does hurt, but
yeah. Ruben is not a biter. Ruben is a drug-sniffing dog, and Ruben has a very interesting past. Deputy, talk about Ruben's history. I know he had a rough get-go, and now he's doing great. Tell us a little bit about Ruben.
Well, Narcotics Dogs are a little bit different than the apprehension dogs in that most of them, a lot of them actually are rescue dogs. Where I got mine was over in, we were trained over in Shelton with the Department of Corrections, and she actually has people all the way to Montana to California. She puts out feelers basically to those different humane societies, and then they let her know when they have dogs coming that meet the criteria she's looking for. Basically a super neurotic dog that will chase a light and chase a ball till they gas out. And that's when he was found. He was in Bellingham at a rescue up there, and he was severely malnourished and mange, and I don't know where he might have been if we hadn't gotten him. So
probably really scared of people, just been poorly treated for so long. Skittish.
He's actually pretty good around most people. He's very protective of like his domain, so his car and the house and stuff like that. He's pretty protective of that. But he's actually, well, you can see he's pretty chill. When he's not working, he's a pretty chill dog like that. But then once it's time to work, he's like super neurotic. Like if there's like in the summertime, it's kind of difficult because if there's any kind of little light, like the sun shines and hits your phone and shines a light, he'll sit there and stare at the wall at that light for a half hour, wanting to. He thinks it's a toy.
Aaron's the same way.
He is. Yes. We actually call him the squirrel. So.
That's why I made a good canine handle.
Ruben's a drug-sniffing dog. So what kind of breed is Ruben?
Well, because he's a rescue, it's kind of hard to tell exactly what he is. But the trainer I got him from said he's part pit bull and part German pointer.
Okay.
So you'll see him like when he gets really focused, he'll kind of get into that pointer stance, and then at different times you'll see his jaw. You can see the pit bull in that.
Obviously, has to have a pretty good sniffer for his line of work, correct?
He does, yeah.
He does. And so somewhere along the line, this rescue person said this dog, this breed, this animal would be a really good drug sniffing dog, a dog that would sniff out illegal narcotics. Mm-hmm. And then that process began. How long did Ruben go from being a mangy, scrungy, malnourished dog to today?
Well, when I went there, usually there's 3 to 4 other trainers that will go over there, and she, at the time when I was over there, I think they had like 10 different dogs, and they'll have us train with all the dogs to see which dog matches best with each personality. Like obviously Aaron's a little more squirrely than me. I'm a little more relaxed and chill. So you want to match the type of dog up with that personality. And then as soon as I saw him, I was like, that's definitely the dog I want. So.
When Ruben isn't working, obviously Ruben lives with you. Just a regular, good old-fashioned dog when Ruben's not working?
Yeah, when he's at home, he's couch potato like me, and then so I get up to get my gear on, then he knows it's time to work, and he follows me around the house and it's time to go to work.
Okay. So is Ruben always in your cruiser when you're out and about? I mean, he's your partner.
Yeah.
Ruben's your partner. And Ruben's goes to work when, give me the scenario when, Ruben, you need to go sniff something. Tell me, how does that work?
Well, if it's my off day, they'll call me, and then I'll just throw my gear on and throw them in the car and we'll go. So if other agents, because in the whole area, it's just my dog and State Patrol is one dog. So if East Wenatchee or Douglas County or Wenatchee PD and us, if they get a car that's known drug activity or whatnot, they'll call me, and he'll sniff the outside of the car, and if he gets an alert, then at that point, then we will take the car for a search warrant. So his alert is probable cause to get a search warrant.
Okay, so he's already gone through the court system, he's vetted, so if Ruben says something's wrong, you got the go-ahead to go do it.
Yeah, so I'll watch for, I can tell the change of behavior, like his sniffing, his breathing will get more focused, his facial expressions, his tail, every little bit of things I'll notice when he actually gets an odor. And then once he pinpoints, yeah, there's definitely drugs here, he'll sit and wait for his toy, which is a tennis ball.
What is his range? I mean, can he sniff out black tar heroin from 100 feet, or does he have to be right on top of it?
Well, it depends on how much of it. I mean, if you have a pound of heroin, that's going to give off a lot of odor. Right. Whereas I did do a training with the DEA over in Fife, and they had large amounts for us to search with like traps inside of cars and stuff like that to see how dogs would react. Because ultimately, we don't usually get exposed to that large amount most of the time. It's usually pretty small amounts that he'll be able to find. But yeah, large amounts. They will kind of change. You'll see that he'll be in odor, that he'll change his demeanor, and then you can see him like start to focus. Like there was a large amount of heroin, and he would walk past the car, and then you could tell that he caught it, and then worked his way back to specifically where it was at.
Do you have to give him a command, say go sniff dogs, or is it just go sniff for drugs, or is it just a natural thing? If you're walking down the street and he's not working, and all of a sudden Ruben goes, something's not right over here by this car, how does that work? Do you have to give him a command to tell him to sniff for stuff?
When I want him to start focus, like if I get into like a house I'm going to search, then like you saw when he walked in here, he was automatically sniffing, yeah. But like if we're out and about walking, he's not usually like working, he's in just dog mode. But yeah, if we come across a pound of heroin sitting on the side of the street, he's gonna sit up and say, "Hey, Dad, there's drugs here."
I'm going to make an assumption here, and I probably should, but I'm assuming that Ruben's been pretty busy lately with what's going on in the opioid crisis.
Yeah, this year it's definitely been our busy. I mean, he's already had 20 calls in the first few months here, so and that's with. I've been on vacation a little bit, so that's quite a bit for.
Does Ruben have to constantly be working to understand I'm smelling methamphetamine, or I'm smelling heroin, or I'm smelling this or that? Is that once he's got it, he's got it?
Yeah, he has to differentiate between each drug and whatnot, and so like, and I can't tell if he alerts if he's alerting on a meth pipe or if it's a pound of dope.
So. That's an obvious question. What kind of drugs, illegal drugs, is Ruben trained to detect?
Pretty much everything but marijuana. He's not trained for that. So, yeah, we'll get to a car and they'll like, well, I got some marijuana in here because they know it's legal. And it's like, well, that's fine because he's not telling me there's marijuana in here. He's telling me there's meth or heroin or cocaine or MDMA, any of the pretty much illicit drugs.
Do they even have marijuana drugs? I suppose they do. That must be a quandary now.
They do. When I was over there, so we'll train through the hard drugs, and then like DOC still uses the drugs or marijuana drug dogs because it's still illegal in the jail, so they can't have it. So they will train their dogs for that. So 2 of the people that were there, they did actually get trained on marijuana.
Okay, cool. Beautiful dog, just a beautiful dog. Let's get you up there and moving.
Nice.
Are people going to have a chance to meet Ruben on Saturday at the Pybus on the 13th for the big K9s and Wines?
They will.
They will. He'll be there, along with a couple of other dogs. So they can meet and greet and kind of say hi and kind of interact with all of us and ask questions.
Just a gorgeous dog. So you're gonna Ruben will be there. Are all the K9 all the officers with the K9 and will they all be there or just a select?
Yes, we've got one's on vacation, but we'll be down one. But we've got all the other dogs. We've got a search and rescue. We've got 2 patrol dogs and then Ruben. So we'll definitely have a good show out and turnout, so people can come and ask us questions, and if they have questions like everything you've asked, different training, everything else like that. What do we do? How do we do it? So it should be an interaction, lots of fun for everyone.
Actually, it brings up another question about Ruben's line of work, Officer Deputy. I'll ask you this: what are some of the masking agents that these people are using to keep their drugs from being detected? And is Ruben designed to sniff those out as well? The masking agents to keep.
Well, you can. Yeah, I mean, you can train a dog to find anything. He's not trained to find, like looking for plastic bags or glue or anything like that. But yeah, you can train them to look for. I mean, like even money. Like the other day, he hit on a bag of money, so that we know. I mean, at that point, know that there's.
It had residue.
It had residue of some kind of dope.
So.
Good boys.
Yeah, you big dog. Aaron, K9s and Wines, 3rd big year. You got some more wineries involved. You got sponsors I know you want to thank.
We do.
So it's going to be, again, Saturday the 13th at the local event center, Pybus Public Market. What exactly, people show up, I'm in, I want to go check this out. What happens?
Sure, it's free to the public, so that's first and foremost. We want people to interact and kind of understand that we serve the community. So these are, just dogs that you can approach, you can walk up to, you can talk to us. They're not vicious attack dogs that are just going to bite you right off the bat. They're nice, approachable dogs. It's free to the public, so we've got 3 wineries. We've got Bella Terraza, Chateau Fair Le Pont, and then Bergdorf Cellars that are going to be there. We also have glasses from Ogden Murphy Wallace that we've actually say K9s and Wines on it.
Cool.
So we're pretty proud of that. So we can you can come up, purchase a glass of wine, go up, talk with the dogs or talk with the people and the handlers. Also get a raffle and silent auction, so you can buy tickets and then purchase. Go in and try to bid and win some prizes, some good stuff. So we've got memberships to local gyms, tons of restaurants. We've got lots of really, really good, outstanding prizes. So we're really proud of it.
What about food?
That unfortunately we didn't.
You're on your own on that.
Yeah,
one?
we tried that. We tried that last year, and it just didn't work. So we took what worked and what didn't work, and we kind of just tailored it to what was best suited for us. Plus, I didn't really want to sit there and try to serve 400, 500 people throughout the evening, so it was definitely something that I didn't want to do.
That's understandable completely. And of course, all the money is going to go to the Chelan County Sheriff's Office K9 division. The dogs are expensive.
They are. Each dog, right off the bat, costs about $10,000, and that's to purchase a dog, to equip them. Everything you see on Ruben is, he's not even outfitted with all his gear. The K9 cages, the train is huge. That costs a lot of money for us to go to and to keep up on our certifications and everything else like that. So it's a needed feature that we usually spend quite a bit of money just on training alone, as well as equipment. We go through leashes, we go through harnesses. Our dogs get into chewing stuff because that drive is so apparent that they will sit there and go nuts. So I've had my dog chew up my boots, his harnesses, I mean, you name it, he's chewed it up. So all the money goes directly towards the dogs. And purchase new equipment and everything else like that. So we're really excited for hopefully another good, outstanding turnout. And
how many other drug sniffing, drug detecting dogs are on the force? Is Ruben the sole provider of that service?
Yeah, he's it for the whole area, other than the State Patrol has one.
Okay.
So of all 4 departments here, he's the only drug dog.
So we talked about Ruben got trained. You obviously had to get trained as well, and that was probably very time-consuming and very intense to be that person. You're the specialist. How long did that take?
It's a little less than the patrol dogs. Ours, I think it was like 2 months of being over at the prison in Shelton. And that's the same. I think she does a little bit of pre-training with the dogs to kind of get them kind of up to snuff, but then training with him is 2 months.
Do you have other dogs at home? I know Aaron does. Aaron, of course, he had his dog. I just lost
Reno,
who's now retired. Reno's been on the show before. And you have Reno at home with other dogs to keep him company. You have other dogs at your house that keeps Ruben company?
Not anymore.
Okay.
But I did previously have a couple other dogs.
So, do we touch on everything on K9s and Wines? Is there anything I'm forgetting? I know you want to thank your sponsors, and there's a ton of them. I went to the website.
The website, K9sandwines.com. We'll have a list of all our sponsors, kind of more information on the event, contact information and stuff like that. It's at the Pybus local telemarket, so it should be a fun event, I think.
I'm looking forward to it.
It should be a lot of fun.
It should be a lot of fun indeed. And it's all, of course, for a really good cause. It's absolutely free to get in. You're just buying the wine. If there's a vintage that you like, can you buy a bottle or two? Is that all on the...
Unfortunately, with the liquor license and permits and stuff like that. Okay. However, you can go... That's what hopefully this event will be able to showcase is different wineries, kind of different places. We are in wine country, and everyone loves dogs and wine, so you can't really go wrong with those two combos.
I'm looking forward to it. K9s and Wines, again, it is Saturday the 13th at the local Event Center at the Pybus Public Market. I wish this guy wasn't so darn busy, but that's just the society we live in nowadays. So, what do you do? Ruben, come see me one more time, Ruben. Heck with it. Hey, Ruben, come here. Come see me. Come see me one more time. Come see me. Ruben is a very approachable dog, and that's the one thing that you wanted to stress, that even, if you're out and about and you see a Chelan County Sheriff's Deputy or any law enforcement agency that has a working dog, you always ask first. You just don't assume you go up and pet. Just say, is it okay if I pet your dog? And if they give you the go ahead, dogs are dogs.
Well, this is one of the event where it's okay to go up and talk to the dogs and pet them. All our dogs are fairly good. They'll be muzzled, so that way we don't have any accidents. We don't want any accidents.
No, we don't.
So that way people can come up and talk with us and pet them and understand more about the dogs that serve this community.
Well, keep up the good work. It's always good to see you, deputies.
Well, thank you for having us.
I hope you have a really boring day today. I hope you got nothing going on.
But it's my day off, so.
Oh, it is your day. You came in on your day off.
Ditto. Well,
and you're still wearing 87 pounds of gears. The man's dedicated. You want you to wake up in Wenatchee Valley and the NCW Life Channel. We'll be right back. And when I say we'll be right back, I mean right now, because we have to close out the show by giving away the tickets to the Illusionists. I have all the emails. We've printed them all up. A lot of people entered. Thanks for everybody who entered. And thank you, Catherine, by the way, for the lovely photo, although that does not influence whose name I'm going to draw out. We're going to draw 2 names out here of the thing. These are from the emails that we got, and each of these people are going to win a pair of tickets to the Illusionists. We'll get a hold of you. Winner number 1 is Spam Filter. I'm sorry. That's Douglas. Douglas, you are a winner. Congratulations, Douglas. Pair of tickets to see the Illusionists, and I'll mix these up one more time here, and we'll pull one more winner out of the hat, and this people will also win a pair of tickets to see the Illusionists tomorrow night at the Town Toyota Center, and the winner is Jesse. Jesse and Douglas, we will be getting a hold of you. Congratulations. Enjoy the show. Thank you to the Town Toyota Center, by the way, for the tickets. You're going to have a great time tomorrow night. Douglas and Jesse, way to go. Everybody have yourself a great Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.